Rouge.
What the hell's going on out here?
Now, here's Jimmy Ott and Charles Hannegriff.
Yeah, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live? Is it live?
From Modesto, tacos, tequila, whiskey, right here at the corner of Burbank and Nicholson. Less than a mile from Tiger Stadium. Welcome to the Wednesday edition, live at lunch. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hannegriff, Jimmy Ott. Jordan Kinchin's back in the studio. Max Gotro has a day off. Wes Reynolds will be with us today. Scott Rabalais will be with us today. We'll talk some LSU Florida with Scott. We'll get some picks from Wes. Ask him how his Colts looked last week against the Dolphins. Pretty good, I would say.
So great.
I don't know how much of that was the Colts are pretty good. Dolphins are really bad.
It's the NFL.
Yeah.
It's not Grambling.
No, it's not. And
I mean,
they looked really good. Scored on every drive. Hadn't happened in a minute in the NFL when you score on every drive. There've been a lot of good teams, a lot of bad teams.
Quarterbacks coaches there?
At
what are we talking about?
the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't know who the quarterback's coach is.
Remember this name? Jim Bob Cooter?
Yeah. He was
back.
at
The Lions.
Lions mostly, yeah. That's where I remember him from.
Stafford. He had a big was credited with kind of him kind of spiking his career or kind of getting him going.
Well, the question is, do you think that Daniel Jones can be the next Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith, if you want to go back that far, guys that came out as a high draft pick, struggled with the first team that they were with, maybe because of circumstances, partially on them too, got to another team, changed the scenery, but also experienced, having taken those lumps, sort of on the job training for somebody else, and you come in, you get a fresh start. I don't know if Daniel Jones will be as good as those guys ended up being, but all three of those guys resurrected their careers at a different spot. Some of them had to go two spots.
All guys were rushed in too early.
Yeah,
when they weren't ready.
Yeah,
and
was Jones. He got in there pretty quick.
How many starts did we see with Jones? How many Mayfield had? Jones probably had the most out of that crew, huh?
Mayfield started, I think, all 4 years he was in Cleveland. He was pretty
Jones,
much a full-time starter.
How long was Jones?
Jones was there about the same amount of time. It's probably close. It's probably close. And look, Mayfield went through two other stops before he got to Tampa and really got settled. I mean, he washed out in Carolina. He washed out with the Rams before he finally ended up with a quarterback's coach that he could take. And I'm not saying Jones is going to be that guy.
Man, listen, I'm telling you, you scoring every possession in the NFL. You gotta it's shocked the hell out of me. I got to watch it a little bit closer, but I mean, it's worth monitoring. I mean, this is the week of overreaction for NFL. There's no talent, and this could be one of them. But it's hard to do. I don't care how bad Miami is.
No, that's right.
I don't care.
Like I said,
I don't care.
There was an
NFL.
There was an 0-16 Lions team that nobody scored on every possession on. So there've been bad teams in the NFL before this, and there'll be other good teams. So anyway, it's something to watch. We'll ask Wes about that in addition to the rest of his college and NFL picks for the week. The SEC teleconference is on Wednesdays, and Brian Kelly is always the first one up. Provided a very nice update on Braylon Moore, saying that he practiced yesterday. He is going to practice today, and they expect to upgrade him from questionable where he was on Monday to probable today. And so that's extremely good news. Moore was LSU's best offensive lineman in week number 1 against Clemson. In fact, he was the best offensive lineman in the conference, got an offensive lineman of the week. We showed some plays on the film study on the Handycast on YouTube where he definitely made a big difference getting to the second level on a lot of these plays. And even though they got some experience behind him, I don't think there's a lot of doubt right now that Moore is one of the most important guys on that offense and probably their best offensive lineman at this particular point in time. So the fact that he is out there and is being upgraded, in Brian Kelly's words, to probable for Saturday's game against Florida is a is a big boost for LSU, who's looking to get their run game going. That's the big, I think, question mark moving forward. Didn't have as much to say about Trey'Dez Green, so we'll assume for the moment that Green's maybe a little bit further behind. Maybe we shouldn't assume that, but Kelly didn't have a whole lot to say about that. But the Braylon Moore addition is a big one.
I'd be surprised if he plays.
Trey'Dez?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too. It was a. Tell you what though, when I first saw the injury, your worst fears come
Sure.
come
Sure.
out. It's like, oh man, is that guy going to be out for the year? So just the mere fact when we got it after the game, look, he's not out for the year. You talk about that a lot. The trainers can get an idea of the structure of it before you even go to the MRI. So just the fact that he wasn't out for the year, but I can deal with working through Trey'Dez's absence a lot easier than the center. So I would say that was good news for LSU this morning, and for Kelly going in as a favorite against Florida this week, and Billy Napier, who's under the most pressure in college football right now. Has he got the number one hot seat in all of college football right? I mean, it's subjective, I guess, but
well, I mean,
if he's not, he's close.
He's the least likely to survive.
Yeah.
I mean, said this last year. He had to pull a rabbit out of a hat, and it wasn't a given. Still a lot of people had him gone. So they decided to announce it before the end of the season, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Just before the end of the season, yeah. Before they played
Florida
Florida.
Ole Miss?
Before they played Florida State for sure. I don't think it was before Ole Miss, but I could be mistaken on that. Definitely before they played. When they played Florida State, he was out of jail, so to speak. He was not.
He's if you want to say I mean, look, man, I could throw a lot of guys in a hot seat with that schedule. I mean, it's just a brutal deal, man. It looks like Miami and Florida State are going to be good this year. That doesn't help. Oh, and South Florida, they're good this year.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, that is just so brutal, man. Yeah, Long Island, enjoy it.
That was the end of that. And you wonder where I'm really interested to see how DJ Lagway plays this week. There wasn't a whole lot.
You hadn't watched him?
No.
Last week?
I did, and I didn't feel like they really gave him a whole lot. I don't want to say they didn't give him a whole lot to do, but it didn't seem like they were challenging South Florida as much as you would have hoped, putting pressure on him on the outside. Some balls down the field. He didn't run for 100 and whatever yards. They may be trying to protect him a little bit. No, I know. And they're probably trying to protect him with all the injuries he had in the offseason. So I'm anxious to see how he plays in an environment like this. He had a good game against LSU last year. That was at home, though. This is on the road. This is tougher circumstances, and LSU's defense is light years better than the one he faced in Gainesville last November.
Yes. Yeah, no argument there. I mean, just LSU, it was a sandwich spot last week, still looked rougher, but can this passing game, can it be as explosive as we know it's got the potential to be really explosive?
Yeah.
That's what we want to see. We want to see 20-yard plus pass plays. I mean, how many have they had this year?
I think one.
And another one.
Where the ball was in the air for that long. You're talking about air passes?
No, I'm talking about just period. 20-yard.
I think it's two then if you add one. I think Aaron Anderson.
And Brown was called back.
Brown was
Clemson.
called back.
I mean, that you get. I'll include that for argument's sake. I mean,
one of the things we saw we did a film study last night. It's up on YouTube right now. You can see it, Handycast. The film study against Louisiana Tech is this was a rougher game for Nussmeier than it might have appeared at first glance. I mean, he was 26 of 41. It doesn't look bad, but he missed some throws. He missed a number of, and not just the one to Barry and Brown. He missed a number of throws that he ordinarily makes. He missed some. There were some open receivers that he didn't see, and for the most part, the protection was there. There was a couple of blitz pickups that he missed that you would expect. One of them would have been, it ended up being a touchdown anyway. It would have been a lot easier touchdown. He ends up going to his third read, making a throw, kind of moving to his left. He made the throw, but it's like, whoa, there was a blitz pickup that was pretty obvious that he missed. I'm going to chalk that up to he just didn't have a great game. Nussmeier's capable of making. None of these were what you would call extremely difficult throws or extremely difficult reads. It's like they didn't show him anything exotic. They were just shelled over the top and making sure there were a lot.
Is his accuracy should it be a given at this point, or?
Yes, his intermediate accuracy should be a given at this point. He's always been a little bit of an erratic deep ball thrower. The ball drifts on him a little bit when you get over 35, 40 yards, okay? That's not the strength of his – he can do it, but it's not the strength of his game. And you saw that on the ball to Brown, which is not the longest throw in the world. But the intermediate accuracy, yes, and the blitz pickups, yeah. And it just – hey, chalk it up. There's still nobody I'd trade him for, but wasn't a great game for him. Happens sometime. I suspect he'll be much better this week.
Well, I mean,
Florida.
we're trying to. Are we seeing that spike in him that we want out of a second-year starter? You get a pass for inconsistencies as a first-year starter.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wants to try and put that second year. You should clean some things up. And I thought he looked. Circumstantially, I mean, it wasn't a statistically great day, but I thought he made just really good decisions against Clemson.
He did.
And it's just a tough spot, man. These guys know that Florida beat them last year. They know they're on the schedule next. They know what Louisiana Tech has been.
Yeah.
They might be a little bit better this year. I think they are. We talked about it. That I think Phil Steele picks them to go to the CUSA championship game.
It's also worth noting that they're not likely to see this particular defensive alignment again, this 3-3-5. Because not a lot of teams play it the way La Tech
what
does.
about the coverages?
I think the coverage.
That's two for two so far.
You're going to see two deeps an awful lot. I don't know that you're going to see the shells that we saw exactly like Louisiana Tech. At least Richard doesn't think so when we looked at the film yesterday.
Okay,
so,
but you're going to see the cushion. You're going to see.
Yeah.
You're going to see.
That's why it's got to be good in the intermediate.
We're worried most, even though they haven't done it, and that might change but I don't know, man. LSU's not scoring points with a lot of the weapons that they have. Everybody knows that Nussmeier's a talent.
Yeah.
Returning quarterback. Everybody, they have to know. Scouting LSU, opposing teams, opposing staffs, they have to know how explosive they can be. I mean, they got film on Hilton. They've seen him blow it over the top. They've seen these other guys. They know who Brown is.
Yeah.
They know damn well who he is. So and some other guys.
And they got to be better in the red zone. There was a 13-play drive on Saturday that resulted in a field goal. There was an 8-play drive that resulted in a missed field goal. They had first and goal at the 3 that resulted in a field goal. They got to be better in the red area.
Well, the sharp action sure thinks it's going to be kind of a – they're not ready to just – turn this thing into this explosive LSU offense all of a sudden. That line was 52-54. The total, it opened up. It's at 47.5, 48.
Yeah.
I mean, the early sharp action is all over the under in this game.
And
that's LSU's improved defense, too. That's the second half of the equation.
Right. And Florida has an exact – they put 16 points against
LSU's
South Florida.
first-string defense giving up 10 points. Clemson. Kelly, out of his word, that wasn't our first. We had some subs in there in that last drive.
And really, the field goal that they gave up at Clemson, that was 3 plays off the turnover. Clemson moved 2 yards.
Okay.
So
7
really
yards.
7.
Yeah. It's a good point.
So did you say the total, the opening totals are usually based on nothing more than how many points you've scored?
Well, you have your sort of power, your total power rating coming in just off the past, and that's what I mean. It's just, but once it starts, and we are seeing way more reactionary, just bigger shifts in point spread value and total value early because there's more turnover in personnel than ever in college football from year to year. So you better. It used to be Vegas is patient. They're patient. No, you better adjust quickly, or Michigan State the year they went to the BCS Bowl with Kenny Walker. Next year, okay, Florida State the last 2. I mean, this is a year to year. This is more extreme than the NFL. So yeah, it's come down a lot, but. They still might be. Both of these teams, they're 3-0 combined. You don't have anything on Long Island, and the two teams combined are 3-0 to the under. So, I mean, it's under everywhere you look around. You think it's going to be kind of a field position game? Low scoring?
Yes.
Because that's what's kind of that's what the numbers are telling me.
Right. It's also come down off of what Florida was or LSU was favored by. Hadn't this thing moved like 2 points since Sunday? It was 9.5, not 7.5?
Yeah. The last week it was 7. And so they bumped it to 9.5 on Sunday, and it's gonna they think it's a desperate team. Put some kind of equal action. So it's I love LSU in this spot. I loved them before, but the $1 million question that everybody wants to know is LSU as good as we thought they were? Because is Clemson that good? Why they struggle against Louisiana Tech? And that's fair because these are data points, and that's all we have.
You reserve the right to change your opinion between the time you wake up Saturday and 4 o'clock, which is after Clemson plays Georgia Tech.
Clemson is a big one. I just can't believe LSU might not be as the number 1 team in the country, right now. They like or top 5, whatever. I just still can't believe that if Clemson's not top 5, I can live with that. Are they top 10? I don't know. I feel really strong that they're top 15. And 16-0 is all in. But they also scored 27 straight.
Yeah.
So do they get a little credit for that, for waking up?
They cleared their head from the hangover. They
24-0 in the second half.
Yeah.
Huh? I mean,
it's a reasonable question.
Let's get a wake-up call. Is it not the first time? It's not the first or last time that a team is hanging their head against in a sandwich spot, in a rent-a-win spot that needs to wake up at half.
Can I give you one you ought to remember? LSU came back from Vegas pretty licking their wounds last year, right? It's 23-21 with Nichols here. The next week.
In the third or fourth?
In the early third quarter. It's 23-21.
Yeah.
And then they got away and won. Yeah, just like what happened here.
Don't forget our game day specials here at Modesto. Man, it has become a favorite stop for a lot of you going to the LSU football games. Nice meeting spot as well. And here are our specials. $3 fireball shots, $3 tequila drop shots, $3 domestic bottles, $4 import bottles, $4 hard seltzers, the high noons, 32-ounce game day margaritas, and our pickled jalapeno fries, tomato tango wrap, the shrimp flautas, the birria burger. That's a brisket burger.
Okay.
Yes, and then our game day nachos are all on special prices. So all of these are anywhere from $8 to $12 as far as our special game day menu specials. And don't forget, every Wednesday night here at Modesto on Burbank, just off of Nicholson, 4 p.m. to close, we do margarita. It's night flights. That's right. So you can do the jalapeno pineapple, the skinny berry, and the mango, and another one. So 4 different mini margarita and tequila flights. That's 4 p.m. till close over here Wednesday nights at Modesto.
Live at Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Segan near Perkins.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle.
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name.
And away go troubles down the drain.
Roto-Rooter.
Timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino. With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Tex Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Modesto on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
We return here at Modesto. Remember, you can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net. It's brought to you by Supreme Rice, supporting our Louisiana farmers since the 1930s. Check it out at supremerice.com. Also, new Handycast with film study up on YouTube right now. Georgia and Tennessee at 2:30 on Saturday. The one of the spotlight games of the week, Jimmy. I went back and looked a little bit more the extended highlights package. I like to look at not just the 2-minute highlights, but these longer game summaries during the week of games that I couldn't watch completely on Saturday. And going back and watching Georgia and Austin Peay, I felt like a little bit kind of like I was watching LSU and Louisiana Tech. A quarterback that was not having the greatest day throwing the football. I mean, the numbers look okay, but when you looked at it and what they were able to do and not really throwing the ball down the field all that much.
What's his first name, Stock?
Gunner.
Okay.
Gunner. You look at his numbers, they look fine. 26 to 34, 227, 6.7 average per attempt is not great. I've seen worse, but it's not great. And they, unlike in week one, they didn't run him a whole bunch. They kind of got the running game going a little bit. But if I got to grade Georgia's quarterback and Tennessee's quarterback at this point, man, Aguilar has shown me an awful lot more than Stockton. And I wanted to give Stockton some room here because he was put into an awfully difficult situation last year. Having to come in when Beck was hurt the way he was in such high-profile games. But this has been two games against, the lightest competition Georgia's going to face all year. This is a big, big step up for him on Saturday against a guy at Tennessee, and Aguilar. I was a little bit skeptical of him. His numbers regressed at App State from year 1 to year 2, but he's off to a really good start with Tennessee.
I can't tell you what exactly his supporting cast was at
The
Appalachian
circumstances,
State.
neither can I.
Okay, so I don't want to. I saw him in that first game against Syracuse, and he's a gunslinger, man. Now his stats tell you that his yards per attempt are up there, yards per completion are up there, but he's got a lot of interceptions at Appalachian State. He allows them. He's such an upgrade as a passer from Nico and Milton. Okay, is he hooker? No, but he allows Heupel to run his offense. They can stretch you horizontally. They can stretch you vertically, and he is not afraid. And he could run it a little bit, Charles. He's a true dual threat. Gunnar Stockton was highly recruited, but he has one start, and that was came in the middle of the SEC championship game and he started the playoff game, and they didn't look good, and he caught Texas off guard coming in mid game. Very similar to 2001 when Matt Moore caught Tennessee off guard. Notre Dame had time to prepare, and they were not going to let him beat him with his legs. He is, as a passer, he's the third worst of the 16 starting quarterbacks, passer rating, in the conference, and against some weak competition. With that being said, Kirby Smart in these games where they're favored by 34 or more, Max did the research. 0-14-1 covering the spread. So they have played with their fluid, sloppy, look disinterested against teams in the past. Check out what they look like going into the Texas game last year in Austin. Well, they kind of flipped that switch.
Yeah.
My point is, that is a roster has been the elite roster in college football over the last 5, 6, 7 years. Michigan may have had one better 1 year. Ohio State may have had one better 1 year. But over the course, they've been the best. That's hard to maintain, Charlie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give Kirby and their resources at Georgia as much of a chance as anybody to get the best roster. But that's just a hard. I mean, they've lost a lot of impact guys in the NFL recently. That's just hard to maintain, and I just don't. I don't trust Stockton. I mean, he's a one-dimensional quarterback right now. You said it. It looked ugly against that, and Tennessee is way more capable with their passing game. Do they have the defense? Both of their cornerbacks are out for this game. That hurts. There's no doubt. Syracuse moved the ball more efficiently, more effectively against Tennessee than they did against UConn. Week 1, you played them. Okay, don't overreact to ugly offensive football in week 1. But it just, I like Tennessee in this spot. I'm with the move here. It opened up 7. Last week it was before this year, early games, it was 7.5, and it's down to 3.5 and 4. And I like the home team in this spot, and I think this is. Oh, guess what? Oh, wait a minute. This is a young quarterback making his first true road start in a hostile environment.
Right.
How's that angle been working?
Pretty good. I like Tennessee a lot in this game. They haven't beaten Georgia since Kirby's first year, which was back in 2016. Now, Georgia has had the better roster every one of those years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they've been the higher ranked team every one of those years. Although, when I was looking at this, I had forgotten that you remember the year Tennessee beat Alabama on the 52-49.
That year they had to go to Athens.
Yeah.
Hooker's the best team. Yeah.
I had forgotten that put Tennessee all the way up to number 2 in the country. That was 2 versus 1 versus 2 or 2
went to
versus
Athens,
3.
I think, number 2.
They did.
And Georgia was just
Georgia was better.
Was great. And
Yeah.
at home, they were ready to play. They jumped on them early. Yeah, it was,
It's got a little bit of that. When you would say when Tennessee beat Alabama that year, the rosters were a lot more comparable than most of the years that Saban had played against Tennessee. Would you say?
Oh, without a doubt, that's Heupel's best team.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's had some success there, but it also, it took everything to beat Bryce Young. Gibbs dropped the ball. That would have set up a short field goal. Instead, they had to attempt a longer field goal.
Right.
And so, It also didn't allow them to run the clock where they kicked it with no time left. So
That's right. So if we're drawing a comparison, it's not exact, but Alabama had a long win streak against Tennessee. It was the first time that Tennessee had, or their best chance in a long time to beat them. They had them at home with all the emotion, and they got there. They haven't beaten Georgia in a long time. They got them at Tennessee. They finally got the rosters. Georgia's still got the better roster, but I don't know that it's a huge gap. It's a gap, but I don't think it's a huge gap. I like Tennessee an awful lot here. This is one of those games that could catapult them.
And we think of Stockton. You don't think of him as making his first road start, huh?
Because he's an older kid, but he is. Yeah, he made true road start. Yeah, because he was.
Where's the road start that he made?
No, I said away from home. But
No, that's not it.
True road start.
No, it's a road start. It's a road.
No, this is his first
It's
one.
in front of the big crowd.
This is his first one.
I mean,
I have to get on that before it slides down to 3, huh?
I don't think it is. I think it's.
You think it
moved.
stays
No,
3.5?
I think it's. No, I think it's going to be 4. I think Georgia's going to get a little bit more support now. I think Georgia now the
This is the buyback
the
part.
casual money. No, just casual money. No, Georgia's only laying 3. No, they're going to lay that. They think they're playing on the moon or something. They don't really look at home and away, the recreational bettors. They just don't.
They should.
Oh, yes. I'm in SEC games, Charlie, I mean, that's why I like to, and look, completely wrong last year, LSU, Alabama. But, I mean, damn it. Ole Miss was so much better than LSU last year. I mean, but that crowd, that place, that was the only place in the planet that LSU going to beat them that night.
Yeah.
You know? And that's why I thought that they were just going to be so tough to beat against Alabama. Miss. So, but a lot of times that home crowd in the SEC, man, we know it's not just at Tiger Stadium. I mean, was it on Saturday night? No, it'll be on Saturday. This Saturday night, huh?
Yeah, and Nealon will be on Saturday afternoon,
yes,
like
indeed.
nobody's business.
Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings, 296-0060. Full-service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional service is what you get when you dial 296-0060. Ashley Donald, Mariana Haynes, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Natalie, and Bradford Smith. Buying, building, refinancing. Nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. They're an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units. for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total maintenance.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Click through the static and listen to 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge in high definition. Simply tune to 98.1 and select to HD2. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Modesto on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
And we return here at Modesto. We're also brought to you by Louisiana Health and Injury Centers, helping you deal with pain. Dr. Michael Goff and his staff, man, if they helped us out over the years, back pain, neck pain, muscle soreness, things that are impeding your motion or keeping you from getting a good night's sleep. Let them put you into a program that'll work for you, whether you need to get adjusted or you have an exercise and stretching program that'll loosen you up, or any of the techniques to use, dry needling, electric nerve stimulation, cryo, ultrasound therapy. They'll get you to feeling better. Check them out, Airline Highway, Plank Road, Jefferson Highway near Drusilla. Dr. Michael Goff, Louisiana Health and Injury Centers. We've had this discussion before about prop bets on colleges, and a number of states, including Louisiana, have banned it. You cannot make prop bets here on football players, basketball players for prop bets. But 3 college basketball players who played at San Jose State and Fresno State are now banned after they've been caught for manipulating their performances. These players, who I doubt you've heard of, I never have, Mikael Robinson, Steven Vasquez, and Jalen Weaver have all been dismissed. This was, according to the report, a coordinated effort. Student athletes bet on their own games, won another's games, and or provided information that enabled others to do so. 2 of the student athletes manipulated their performances to ensure that certain bets were won. They don't say it in so many words, but this is, hey, making sure that your points, your rebounds, your assists, or whatever are under their totals. As a result, they have triggered the ethical conduct clause. It's permanent ineligibility. So a bunch of things come to my mind here. Number one, Jimmy, that I think this is worthy of a lifetime ban. That this is serious enough to where we used to call this point shaving, okay, back in the day, and it kind of still is, except it's point shaving for a prop.
What's easier?
Yeah,
this is easier.
Yes, you're right.
This is easier.
If you try to shave points for a team, and go watch the Boston College doc, okay? They had one guy that wasn't with them, and it makes it harder to shave points in games. But your own points, that's easy, okay? Your own rebounds, that's easy. You don't have to be like the guy from the NBA kid that checked himself out of the game with a fake injury.
Is it Porter?
Yeah, Giante.
Michael Porter's brother.
Yes. Faked a stomach cramp, faked an eye injury, got himself out of the game. It was an easy fix. These guys, and they don't have the specific answers, but we can speculate, I guess.
It's just much easier to manipulate.
Miss a shot. Don't take a shot. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it just.
And I would have no problem with.
But
I would have no problem with them banning prop bets for college players completely.
Roughly 35 states have legalized sports gambling.
Something like that, yeah.
17 have banned them completely, including Louisiana.
Right at 50%.
And 5 more partial, like Connecticut, Illinois, Iowa, New Jersey, and Washington. So, the recent, just last year, four, including Louisiana, decided to ban. I'm fine with it. I'm sorry. It's we have enough of a betting menu. The college players have less money that they're risking to be enticed into doing this, and we want, and believe it or not, again, we want the games to be on the up and up. Whether it's the officials, the players, the coach, yes, we want to be on the square. There's no doubt. Now the problem with the props, and this is, if you got a person who's got a high volume, a VIP, and they bet a lot, no matter what, they're going to be able to get more down on a prop bet. But for the most part, shame on the provider if they allow too much, if the limits are too high on if you absolute max on a damn college basketball player prop, college, 500, the absolute highest. I would put more like 2.
Yeah.
All right, but if at 500, are you going to risk getting involved in this?
You
I
should.
mean, between how much you gonna split it with the guy who's making a bet and the player? A $250 a piece, man, that's not worth it.
That's why the lifetime ban, I think, is important. If you allow the games not to be on the square, like you said, we've been arguing about this with Pete Rose for 40 years. Okay, when he was managing / playing for Cincinnati, and whether he should have a lifetime ban or not from baseball. I am impressed that they were able to catch this. These are 3 nondescript players from non-power schools in playing basketball on the West Coast, where these games are not there's not a ton of eyes on them.
No, but
and they caught them.
Okay.
I'm encouraged by that.
They had to be that. These are the players that had to be the bets were on.
Yes.
Okay. So I've got. I mean, there's unusual activity. If a guy's betting. If he bets, $100, $200 on college player props, and he's putting $3,000 through, hello. I mean, let me look at this. I mean, it easily won. Okay, let's. There's the unusual activity is the thing that used to be like Jimmy Vaccaro is our friend who just retired, who's been on with us at the South Point recently. He was a sportsbook manager at the Mirage, and was credited with the one that actually put out odds when nobody else did on the Buster Douglas-Mike Tyson fight. But he is working the counter when the guys – so it just has to be – it's not so much they got track of these guys, these kids from Arizona State, was college students, they're betting a lot of money. All right. Well, then they move the line, and they just keep betting. And they move it on. And they just – wait a minute. We can't push this line high enough. They just keep betting it at a terrible number. Okay, so that's going to – but here in digital, every one of our bets is logged, and so it's much easier to police. And that's the part of it. No, the legalization of sports, they're going to police this. Remember the integrity fee thing? No, this is that they are going to handle the integrity for you. They don't need to be paying you also.
I agree, and you have to make that argument, because when Boston College got caught, why did they get caught? This is in 1980. Why did they get caught? They got caught because a gangster spilled his guts when he was being monitored for any number of other crimes. You can go watch Goodfellas. Henry Hill is a guy.
Right.
It's a very famous movie. Do you remember exactly how Tulane got caught?
I've watched Goodfellas, Charlie.
I know.
Of course. I got that.
For those that haven't seen it, do you remember how Tulane got caught in '85? I think it was John Williams in that group. I don't remember the exact circumstances around how they got caught.
The
Shaving
kids,
Point.
the students from up east were kind of running their mouth.
Okay.
And kind of led to that's the way I think I remember.
My point is,
the
back
one thing
then
I do
somebody had
remember,
to rat you out, okay? Intentionally or unintentionally, they had to rat you out.
Sure.
Here,
Sure.
they were investigating. They were found out without anybody blowing the whistle on them, I guess is my point. So you're able to regulate this. If you think you can get by at a school like Fresno State because nobody's watching the basketball team, I'm glad they called.
No, even more so, because nobody's betting these player props normally.
Right.
You know, and so, oh, wait a minute. We bet it's going to, hey, nobody's betting college baseball.
Yeah, you go try to put a six-figure bet at a Cincinnati ballpark on an LSU Alabama baseball game. Somebody's going to notice.
Not just, with like a $500,000 limit.
Yeah.
The guy's trying to get $100,000 down. What do they say the amount?
They don't, and I was looking for it.
Well, I can tell you, it's way more than what. And listen, a lot of people, what they really don't like is you getting closing line value. You beating it on them all the time. These screen shavers and stuff like that, and they're going to limit you. They're going to limit you if you consistently, or have a point and a half, 2 points better than the closing line value. They're going to limit you. It's and that's where the biggest thing that people complain about. But there are some VIPs that have high. I don't know the guys who were trying to put it down, what their betting pattern was, but it was not. It was more on this particular, on college basketball props than usual.
And they're California colleges, so they had to you could not do this in California.
and Charlie, our great grandkids will not see legalized sports betting in California. That vote came up a few years ago when I was there, and it was like 82 to 18.
Yeah.
I mean, the percentage of votes.
What about Texas?
Oh, that's got a chance, but down the line a little bit. They don't need it. It's got a chance. California, no, not even close. Hey, I want to tell about my friends over at the Federalis Fest. My buddy Jay Hoover is back and doing it with the. Oh gosh, I'm trying to pull up their stuff right now, but they got it's next weekend. It's it's off of Jefferson at the farm there, and Jay has done an awesome job with this. It's brought to you by the Williamson Eyes Center, and so it's got a great lineup of all original bands. So Federalis Fest, it'll be October 4th, 2025, over at Live Oak at Cedar Lodge. So we're presented by the Williamson Center. So back at Baton Rouge for another year this year. So great lineup of local bands. But, man, you got to check out the venue is fine. It is absolutely fine. People are blown away. So we're back again for the Federalis Fest. They've got VIP tickets, general tickets, and so go check it out. So that is next Saturday. Next Saturday, LSU's bye week is – no, I'm sorry, 2 Saturdays.
Ole Miss. 2 Saturdays from this Saturday?
The first bye week, Charlie.
Okay,
or
that's the last week of the month.
I gotta do better. I gotta look this up.
The last week of the month.
Oh,
September 27th.
Here we go. Back for October 4th.
I'm sorry, October 4th.
October 4th. This is our third year. It's going to be at Live Oak at Cedar Lodge, heart of Mid-City of Baton Rouge. It's right there by Jefferson, not right down the street from Town Center and Tex Morris's office. So Paul Cawthon, George Porter Jr., Sam Morrow, just featuring a great lineup, a local and regional actions, family-friendly event benefiting the youth-focused nonprofit Be Positive, and so we're excited. So a lot of good stuff over at the Federalis Fest, back for its third year, October 4th. That is an open date?
October 4th open date, yep.
There you go. Okay, easy to remember. Open date, LSU football fans, head over to the Federalis Fest. It is an awesome time.
Live at Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salad, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Doe's Eat Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
You've heard me talk about Workbox services and how they can handle all of your movable storage needs for both commercial and residential. With our shipping containers of all sizes, customized in any way that you need or desire. Now Martin Padial has expanded his coverage outside the Baton Rouge area. Workbox can now service the Gulf Coast and New Orleans areas all the way to Lake Charles. Our staff at Workbox continues to grow with Hannah, Martin Jr., Brandy, and Chris. Do like I did when I needed to move a storage unit. Call Workbox at 343-4886 or workboxllc.com.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at 1045 ESPN and on Instagram at ESPN 1045. For a look behind the scenes, highlights from our shows, the chance to participate in exclusive contests, and more with 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny from Modesto on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Paul Skeens pitching for Pittsburgh today against Baltimore, 535 start. Jimmy, he's got a vice grip on the Cy Young, according to the betting markets.
Give it to him now.
I mean, and imagine. Could you imagine if his record was what it was supposed to be? He's 10-9. If he played on even a middle of the road team, he'd be, I don't know, 16-4, 18-5, something like that. But he's got a vice grip on this thing. He's anywhere from -10 to -20,000. So you get a chance to see him pitch a few more times here before the Pirates shut him down. Shut it down for the season.
Pirates had played their best ball as of late. They finished off. They won 5 straight series, and they finished off with sweeping the Dodgers. And I think they have been celebrating ever since. So they got swept by the Brewers by 3 at home. Not Brewers, but at home. And then they lost last night in extra innings. So now they've lost 4 in a row after that run of 5 straight series. And it was getting a little, it's one of those little stretches, but it might be over. They're really not hitting the ball like they were in that little stretch. But no, this thing is done. Tariq Skubal is probably done. although his odds not quite. Basically, Skeens is 100 to 1 or 200 to 1. Google's 50 to 1. I mean, he got a favorable ruling on the some earned runs where he gave up like 5 runs in Oakland a few starts back. Did Scooble, but none of those in that inning were earned because of how they ruled the error. But anyway, Crochet threw 7 shutout innings 2 nights ago in Oakland. So in Boston, trying to keep up with Toronto. But no, this is done. I mean, Skeens, how many? He's going to get right under 200 innings for the year. I mean, he's still under a 2 ERA. That'd be a nice kind of barometer to stay there. What's his whip right now?
Right under 1.
Right on. So, but yeah, 0.94. Yeah. So 1.98. That'd be nice to keep that thing under 2.
Chad Auger was a blown save by Jose Mesa away from winning the World Series MVP. Albert Bell should have won an MVP the year that Mo Vaughn won it.
Correct.
This will be the biggest award for an ex-LSU baseball player when Skeens wins the Cy Young. Yeah. LeMahieu won a couple of batting titles, but as far as individual awards, this will be the biggest.
Bell MVP.
Yeah, should have, but didn't. Hour number 2 straight ahead, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now bowling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, near Starring since 1988.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, 2 local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today, and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Rufino's. With location.
Hey, Hanny.
What you got?
Can you tell Scott to call the office or the station?
Yeah.
His phone is acting like it's disconnected or something.
Their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Rufino'sRestaurant.com. Rufino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Please consider making a donation locally through St. Vincent de Paul that truly helps people in need. If you have a boat, car, motorcycle, RV, clothing, housewares, or furniture you no longer use, please consider donating it to St. Vincent de Paul. This donation could get you a tax deduction. Visit svdpbr.org.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number
Tell me when you got it,
16-7970.
WNX.
I will.
NXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL, HD2, Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Enjoying the finer things in life is his forte. Let's bring in Scott Rabalais from The Advocate.
Yeah, if we had Scott here, Jimmy, we could get him one of those specialty cocktails.
Before Scott
for the
covers the
veranda,
Tigers, he's always hitting the fireball shots here at Modesto. They're $3 on game day. $3 tequila drop shots. He'll knock back a couple of those. $3 domestic bottles, $4 imports, $4 hard seltzers, his favorite. And, of course, he goes and takes a to-go 32-ounce margarita, which is available here at Game Day Special. He goes right through the menu here at Modesto. So, and, yes, he loads it up with all of his friends because, you know, they don't serve food over at the press box anymore. So he brings the Game Day Special. It's the pickled jalapeno fries, the tomato tango wrap, the shrimp flautas, the birria burger. They cut them up in fours for him, and the Game Day nachos. So do like Scott Rabalais does on Game Day. Make it over here to Modesto for our Game Day specials, both drink and food specials.
He's the most popular guy over there. He shows up with these two big bags just full of,
He's like
full
Bacchus.
of stuff. Yeah,
Rolls in there. Yes.
Rab, how you doing?
Well, you guys are great for my reputation, my image.
Well,
Thanks a
well
lot.
isn't this with your colleague, the AP writer in California? Isn't it what she does?
Oh, the one that voted on the poll?
Yes.
Did you see that video?
The explanation matched the vote.
She voted
Yes.
Florida up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she moved Florida up 2, and then when they asked her why, her explanation,
In South Florida, she wasn't ranked.
I'm right. I'm sorry. It looked like a sorority girl at the end of Rush trying to explain her vote. I'm sorry,
Charlie. That's
I'm
sexist of you. Come
Yeah.
on.
Well, look, if it would have been a guy, I would have said it looked like a fraternity guy at the end of Rush. Okay. Scott, you spent a lot of time voting on the poll, and I know you spent a lot of
13
time.
times, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And from what you've told me, I've never been a voter, but I would take it pretty seriously. It's a pretty time-consuming exercise if you want to do it right. I mean, you got to go out and look and see if Northern Illinois needs to be in the top 25 this week when they get to 8-0 or something like that. I mean, it's not something you can throw together in 15 minutes.
No, and not if you take it seriously. I mean, you got your vote. You see how where teams what they did over the past week. You always have a group of teams that you're considering. You know, that's like, I didn't vote for them this week, but I'm going to keep an extra eye on them as well and see what they did. And obviously, if someone loses, I'm going to move them up into the poll. So losing as an 18.5-point favorite at home to an unranked team should not merit getting you to move up in the poll, unless you was really impressed by that 55-0 win over Long Island. You know, I mean, maybe that was the case.
Well, I would have taken that she had the 55-point win over Long Island as a reason rather than the reason she gave, which was, something like that. That wasn't a very good explanation as far as I was concerned. Anyway.
Charles Hannegriff's impersonation of a sorority girl. That's right.
I mean, that was 30 seconds of giggling. I mean, come on.
Doesn't matter anyway, I think her quote was.
Yes, I think that's word for word. It doesn't matter.
If you don't think it matters, then they should replace you.
Well, they should replace you.
Well, who's in charge of picking these individuals to vote on it?
That's a good question.
That is a very good question. Ralph Rizzo was the AP college football writer for a long time, and he left to go to the Athletic last year. And I'm not really sure who's like the lead person. It might be Eddie Pells. I'm not blaming Eddie Pells for this, but he's like a national writer. Each state gets the number of voters based on the number of Division I teams they have. Louisiana gets 2. There's only 64 or 66 voters altogether. Louisiana gets 2. One of them is Cokie Riley, our staff, and one is Garland Gillen from New Orleans. And that's those people are appointed by the state's lead writer, in this case Brett Martell, in New Orleans. So hopefully we won't see any repeats of that around here. I don't think Garland and Cokie take this very seriously.
I know they do. Why doesn't Martell vote? Because I've known him for years, and he's a very good.
The AP writers never vote.
The AP writers never vote. Okay, good. That's good explanation. All right, let's get on to LSU. Good news from Brian Kelly a couple hours ago on Braylon Moore. Scott, how big of a well, first of all, the update, if you missed it earlier, is that he has practiced yesterday, is going to practice today, and is be upgraded to probable for this Saturday's game against Florida. How big of a loss was it for LSU last week when he couldn't play? Your opinion?
Well, he was clearly, he was clearly the best offensive lineman against Clemson. He was the SEC offensive lineman of the week, and he won. It was from early on he's won that spot at the center position. That they had, DJ Chester wasn't even a starter. So he's been their best guy. Like, you got to be strong up the middle, right? In every sport, and it's quarterback, running back, center, linebacker, safety. Just like in baseball, you got to be strong up the middle. So it's huge if he can play. I've been kind of skeptical because questionable sounds like it could be doubtful. But when Kelly said he said yesterday it didn't seem like a high ankle sprain. It was more of just a regular sprain. That was encouraging, that he wouldn't need the type procedure or anything like that. So it would be huge for LSU if he can play, obviously, because he's come in and shown the goods right away.
LSU's offensive, let's say, limitations so far through a couple of weeks. Fixable, not fixable, not a big concern or a big concern. Where are you on them?
I think you have to be concerned. I mean, they're averaging 20 points a game, and the Clemson output could have been 27 points if Kelly takes the field goal into the first half, and they rightly give Barrion Brown the touchdown catch that he had. They could have, we'd be probably feeling differently about the 23-7 win they had over La Tech. But it's a concern. The offensive line has to come together. The receivers have to do a better job of getting open. I know La Tech dropped a lot of guys into coverage much of the game and made it hard on them to get open, but Brown was wide open on that pass. Nussmeier said yesterday, I just underthrew it. It was just a bad pass. The one that got bounced around and got picked off. Otherwise, it could have been a very different game. So I think there's room for improvement. Like, we see teams at the beginning of the year, and I think it's human nature to want to say, this is how they're going to be all season, and they get better, they get worse. Depending on a lot of different factors, and I think the ceiling for this offense is much higher than what they've shown so far. But they need to start showing it because Florida, despite where they are coming off of the loss to South Florida, is still a dangerous team with a guy like DJ Lagway at quarterback.
You ever think back when these two teams play about the coaching hires? From 3 years ago, how it's gone for Brian Kelly and how it's gone for Billy Napier.
I think about it all the time. I'm writing about that in my column for tomorrow's paper.
I didn't even know that, and I'm giving you promotion.
No, you didn't.
I didn't.
Well, that's because you're so good. You're so good, Charlie. I mean,
well,
I think about it all the time. I mean, it was obviously Napier was coming off a lot of success at the UL Lafayette, and everybody's thinking he's a great candidate. He's going someplace. Why wouldn't he LSU? And LSU, for whatever reason, y'all give me your opinion. They never. It didn't seem to us that they ever seriously considered him. Was it because he was the UL coach? Because something Scott Woodward didn't like him? He didn't fit the big splash hire mode, profile that Scott Woodward likes to make. But people can be saying can say they're not satisfied with Brian Kelly. 31-11, not terrible, has not set the world on fire necessarily, but it's better than 20-20, and God, with his schedule, it's hard to believe how difficult Florida's schedule the rest of the way sets up, with 8 ranked teams, 5 top 10 teams on it. These two are always have been linked their entire tenures, and there's been good and bad with both. And obviously, Florida beat LSU last year, got on that winning streak at the end of the year, and save Napier's job, but he's going to be Houdini if he can get out of this one.
Charlie, I mean, Lincoln Riley and Brian Kelly should be linked more than Brian Kelly and Billy Napier. I'm sorry. Those two guys were successful.
If they were playing USC when they played USC, we did that comparison.
But I understand. But, I mean, it's, to me, you're a successful ULL coach, Sun Belt coach. Florida job is about as good as you can expect. I mean, you're skipping a step along the way. Brian Kelly was Notre Dame's best coach for how many coaches before him?
Go back to
Newt
Rockne. I mean, he was better than all. He won more games than any of them.
No. But I know. But he wasn't better than Mara Parsegian.
No, he didn't have a better winning percentage. They play a lot more games now. But he won the most
better
games.
than Lou Holtz. But
he wasn't better than Newt Rockne either. Frankly,
but I mean, he was the best coach.
He won the most games.
Not the most games. Well, he had the most tenure. He coached the most games.
Yes.
Yeah,
there's a lot more games now.
No, it's Napier. Napier got the Florida job, so I guess he could have got the LSU job. But Riley and Kelly are more of the comp there.
Yes, those were the two that Woodward considered the most. It's worth asking the question, if Kelly had decided to stay at Notre Dame and Riley had said, no, I don't want any part of the SEC, who Scott Woodward would have turned to next?
Napier would have been near the top.
He would have been in that group. Scott, who else, if Kelly would have said, you know what, I'm comfortable up here, I'm just going to retire at Notre Dame,
right.
What was Woodward's next play?
I mean, his name's escaping me for a second. There's a lot of talk about the Michigan State coach at the time.
Oh,
that hasn't
Tucker?
aged too well.
Yeah, Mel Tucker. Yeah, they dodged that
Tucker,
bullet.
Former LSU assistant.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Do you gamble on a Lane Kiffin or something like that? I'm thinking that's a possibility. I mean, you've heard whispers right now that Lane would have walked from Oxford to LSU for that job, and of course he's going to be mentioned for the Napier job. Let me say one thing, and not in the sense of Napier, but about Florida. Maybe he's not just the problem. Since Urban Meyer, I was looking this up just now. Since Urban Meyer left after the 2010 season, Florida has not won an SEC championship, had just 4 10-plus win seasons, and had 5 losing records. Through under 4 head coaches. None of them have lasted more than 4 years. And Napier's in his 4th year, and it looks like he might not last this one. So there's no reason for Florida not to be better than this, but they haven't been for a decade and a half. I mean, it's getting to be a long time.
You almost and they've got every resource.
I agree.
They've got every resource, but you have to ask yourself, who's won at Florida in the last 40 years? Two of the greatest coaches. I'm sorry, you don't have to like Urban Meyer, but you got to respect his record. He won national championships at Florida and Ohio State. And Spurrier, who's one of the best to ever put a whistle around his neck. They hired a lot of other guys. Ron Zook, Charlie Strong, Will Muschamp, Jim McElwain, Dan Mullen. I mean, these guys. Strong was actually just an interim coach, but I mean. They've hired way more bad coaches. He is a good coach, and he couldn't. Now he didn't want to recruit. That was his big issue. Was you saw how those the talent level on those rosters dipped. He wasn't a good recruiter. I don't know if you gave Dan Mullen a bunch of money now, and recruiting's not as much about relationships as it is about cash now. He might do better now in the NIL era. Who knows? I agree with you. He's a much better game day coach. But the point is, and these are pretty good athletic directors. Jeremy Foley was highly respected in the industry. And, Scott Strickland is as well. They've hired more bad coaches than good ones over there. They just have. It's documented.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're, hamstrung by something else, but where else would you want to coach as far as talent within a 50-mile radius or 100-mile radius of your campus?
But even before Spurrier, to Scott's point, I mean, they can't even pull a Charlie Pell or a Galen Hall. I mean, these guys are falling woefully short, and you're the only SEC program in the talent-rich state of Florida. Damn.
That was the famous Bear Bryant quote from the 70s. He goes, if Florida ever hires the right guy, we're screwed. It's kind of under the radar.
Remember that, Charlie? You're trumping me on 70s knowledge. Go ahead,
He
Charlie.
said that years and years and years ago, and he was right. And when they found the right guy, Spurrier stomped a mud hole in everybody for a dozen years.
Just when I thought I had Charlie in the 70s, Scott. Damn. Go ahead, Charlie.
I had to read about it. I didn't get a chance to see all of it. Scott, what are you expecting on Saturday?
I expect a much better effort from LSU. A much crisper effort. Like they got to in the second half of that game. They just we're just trying to get over this game. I'm not making excuses for LSU, but it was a bit of a tough spot between the Florida game and the Clemson game, which you put so much emphasis on. You go in the off season, and it obviously paid off handsomely. So I expect a better effort from LSU. Even if Tre'Davious Green can't play, Kelly didn't really address his status on the teleconference this morning. But I think Florida's also in a desperate spot. I mean, they've got all these ranked teams lined up after them, and I think it would be foolish not to expect the Gators to come out and try to give a good effort. But I think LSU prevails. Can they cover 9.5? That's the question. I saw one Florida writer.
You only got to cover 7.5.
30 or 14.
You only got to cover. You only got to cover 7.5 now. So.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 9.5.
It was 2 days ago. Yeah. So.
Okay. I don't keep up with the point spreads.
That's why we do it for you, Scott. It's okay.
We got that covered.
I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm picking my score in the paper. I'll go ahead and tell you 24-16 LSU. So I'm picking them to cover 7.5. Then they cover 9.5, but 7.5. Yeah, I'm gonna pick them.
24-16. You don't pay attention to those numbers. Okay. All right. Okay. It's all over the numbers.
Jimmy, he got him on Monday at 9.5, and today at 7.5. He's going 8. He wants a middle. You ought to know about a middle, right?
Yes. Okay. He's shopping lines. So.
Scott, we appreciate
he's shopping over here, Modesto game day specials to shopping lines. We've done a whale for your reputation today, Scott.
Isn't this your most fun 15 minutes of the week? Really? Come on.
That or the tornado that comes through my house when my 3 grandsons come over at 5, 3, and 1. It's right up there. No, you guys are the best.
Thanks, Rap. Appreciate it. Talk to you next week.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget our friends over at Go Chevrolet, and it's real simple. The ultimate endorsement is to use use the product, and that's what I do. My Chevrolet Tahoe came from Go Chevrolet. My buddy Lee Carney, a star basketball player for the Bel Air Bengals back in the day. He used to give Glen Oaks all they could handle in the Lester Earl, Corey Powell era. GMC, Chevy, Chrysler, and yes, of course, GMC, Chevy over in Laplace would Go Chevrolet, but Go Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram across the river in Plaquemine, the Go Automotive Group. So we've got VIP concierge service when it comes to service as well, and just to put that personal touch. Owners Lee Carney, my buddy Nick Richard, you call him anytime. VIP pricing when you say that you heard it on the Jimmy Ott Show. That's right, live at lunch. Certified body shop. And again, the VIP service is pretty cool. If your vehicle has to be serviced, you never go to the dealership. We'll pick it up. We'll drop off a loaner vehicle to bring back to the home or office, and we bring back your vehicle when we are done. You never have to leave your home. Check them out online as well at GoChevrolet.com. The Go Automotive dealerships in Plaquemine, it is Go Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. In Laplace, it is Go Chevrolet GMC.
Live at Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com. Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com. 1950 Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street, then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
From east, north to south, but we're heading west. It's Wes Reynolds from VSiN.
Oh, Wes, how you doing, my friend?
I'm well, Jimmy. How are you, sir?
I'm doing a spot on VSiN last night, and I went too long with my comment. And Matt Humans, always in a cheery mood. Rainbows and sunshine. Says, welcome Wes Reynolds to the show with a long answer. So I started going off. Okay, I'll take Air Supply lyrics for $200, Alex. I'll say John Cougar Mellencamp bestsellers for $400. So you are my first pick. If we ever have a media Jeopardy contest, you're my phone a friend. You're my number one overall pick. Speaking of number one overall picks or first round picks, this Daniel Jones thing for real with your Colts? They scored every time they had the ball.
Yeah, they did. Now, 4 of them were field goals, and you never want to apologize for wins, right? Because that was a nice win, and it was good performance and a clean performance, I think, for the Colts. But it was really the perfect storm, I think, Jimmy, because, number one, you got a Miami operation that just did not look ready to play. They were awful. And you never want to react too much to week 1, but Miami might be really bad. We shall see going forward. You don't want to totally throw them away, but they did not look good. And then plus you had, of course, for the boss, Jim Irsay, the late Jim Irsay was inducted into the Ring of Honor, and Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison and Bill Polian and, Reggie Wayne, Edgerrin James, et cetera, all the greats in that era. were back to honor Jim Irsay, and I think also to support Carly Irsay and her sisters in their first game now as owners of the Indianapolis Colts franchise. But one thing is, those guys aren't going to be there this week. It's a different deal now. Now you're getting a real team with Denver coming in. So I think Daniel Jones is kind of for real, but I'm still a little bit tepid on it. So I'm actually leaning toward laying the points with the Broncos, who I think this is an elite defense. This is one of the better defenses in the league. I know Tennessee started a rookie quarterback. They held Tennessee to 7 first downs last week because I'm on the Titans, and I'm like, I'm on totally the wrong side, even though Denver never really was ahead of the number. But I feel like I'm getting the wrong side winner here. Denver just turned the ball over too much, and that's what's going to keep the Colts in the game maybe if Bo Nix will give the ball away, which he did 3 times last week. But I like the under. I think the market has it right at under 43. I think this is a low-scoring game. It's going to be tougher sledding for the Colts and may end up on the Broncos small on the money line because this is a step up in class for Indianapolis.
Okay. Before we get to the college card, give me your best pick in the NFL and why.
Yeah, Houston Texans money line on Monday night against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Houston, they didn't look great in L.A. Still had a chance at the end to pull out a win, but had a late injury on the O-line, so they had to reshuffle everybody, and you could tell that the offense was not crisp, only scoring 9 points. Meanwhile, Tampa, my one loser in all the contests last week was the Atlanta Falcons, who certainly had their chances, and Baker Mayfield threw a couple balls up for grabs that should have been picked off, and Atlanta just dropped them. And Tampa just, got the variance on 4th down basically last week, and that's why they won against Atlanta. So now back on the road. I like the Houston Texans on the money line. Also like the Jets if that gets back to 7. That is now 6.5. Jets have been a bugaboo for Josh Allen after that miracle comeback against Baltimore last week. Tough spot, I think, for the Bills at the Jets this week.
All right, so some of the NFL picks right there. Who are we looking at in college this week, Wes?
Yeah, a bunch of nasty underdogs in some sandwich spots against big favorites, then the big favorites being in the sandwich spot. So I'll give like 3 for the price of 1 here. And one that got hit earlier today, this is now down to about 21.5. The Temple Owls against the Oklahoma Sooners. Oklahoma gets the nice win over Michigan. And then next week they get Jackson Arnold, their old quarterback, coming into town as Auburn comes into Norman for the SEC opener. So early kick at Temple, Casey Keeler, massive upgrade at coach there for the Temple Owls, previously at Sam Houston State where he won an FBS national title. Temple's still down on talent, but I think they hang in. Same thing with Northwestern, getting 4 touchdowns against Oregon. Oregon, by the way, Mike Gundy gave him the bulletin board material. Dan Lanning, who you guys know very well, didn't like that too much and ran it up 69-3. But next week, Oregon has the old Civil War game against Oregon State. That's still a big rivalry game. And then the big one at Penn State. So kind of bigger fish to fry. I'd be surprised if Oregon, in what might be a low-scoring game, got away from Northwestern too much. And then a third situational spot that fits in with a nice big underdog here that you kind of have to hold your nose in terms of betting. Western Michigan against University of Illinois. Illinois laying 27.5, 28. Illinois, the public wins, and they were the right side. Illinois was the better team against Duke. Now they come home against Western Michigan. But Illinois has got the big showdown next week on NBC, primetime Saturday night against my Indiana Hoosiers. We'll see who's for real in that game. So I think it's a little bit of a tricky spot for the Illini against Broncos this week.
What in the Sam hell is Oklahoma doing playing a game at Temple?
Big fertile recruiting ground, Charlie. Yeah.
I mean, they're playing this at the Eagles Field at Lincoln, but still, I don't get that one.
They're trying to tap into that Jersey recruiting pipeline. Yes, indeed. So no, this is. I mean, you had Cincinnati drive twice as far to go play Nebraska on a quote unquote home game, but this is in. This is in.
That was for money. Cincinnati needed to cash a check.
This is not for money?
For Oklahoma? Why would they?
No. For Temple.
Yeah,
it's their home game.
I'm sure Temple is doing a cartwheels about this. I'm wondering why Oklahoma agreed to it.
It is strange.
I got nothing, man.
It is.
They recruiting Philadelphia
Texas did go to Central Florida one year. Remember when Mac Brown made a visit when they opened up their new stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This sounds like somebody's doing somebody a favor. Is
Think
what I'm
Barry
saying.
Switzer would have gone play in Philadelphia?
No.
If they had a recruit.
Philadelphia, Mississippi got Marcus Dupree.
Yes, there you go. There you go. Wes, the Illinois-Duke game, 5 turnovers to 0. Circumstantial there, or you still thought Illinois was clearly the better team?
A little bit of both, I think. It was 5 turnovers because Duke actually out-yarded them. Duke moved the football. They just couldn't hold on to the football in the red zone, and Illinois kept forcing turnovers. But Illinois, the score was cosmetic. That was not a 45-19 game, if that's what you're asking. It absolutely was not. But Illinois pulled away late, and I do think that they were the better team. Duke just too many mistakes, and I thought that they were going to hang in there too, because that line, it dipped under 2.5. It's like, well, somebody likes the Blue Devils, and I think that this is a little tricky spot for Illinois, and Illinois was just able to execute and not make the mistakes. And victory favors the team making the fewest mistakes was a very famous sign in the Indiana basketball locker room many years ago when Coach Knight was there in Bloomington. And it certainly applied to Illinois last week.
There's a few games where the look-ahead lines or the game of the year lines now have been adjusted because of the early results. And we are seeing where the odds makers are making more drastic changes because of the turnover in the rosters are so much greater than they used to be in college football. But let's start off with the first one. That's Tennessee and Georgia with 7.5. Now it's at 3.5. Georgia making a trip to Tennessee. Georgia, we had against weak opponents, has not looked great.
They haven't, but I think maybe they haven't shown very much, and that perhaps is by design, as Kirby certainly pointing to this one. I have not bet this yet, but if I'm going to, this may get low enough where I'm interested in the Bulldogs, even though Joey Aguiar has, I think, been pretty good through 2 games with Tennessee, and what a great story he was, was a firefighter and then went back to school, started at junior college, has been all over the place, and now has found a home there in Knoxville. I still think Georgia's the better team here, and Tennessee's got to prove it to me a little bit.
Clemson, everybody, including around here, wondering how good they are. This line in the summer was 7.5. Now it's at 3.5 at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, and there's some injuries here. Williams, the receiver from Clemson, still battling that hamstring issue. I had Troy last week. I think we might have talked about it on the show, and Troy was right in the game. They were leading at halftime. It was a 1-score game heading into the fourth quarter, and Clemson was able to keep them at bay. And then Haynes King is still questionable on the injury report for Georgia Tech. So not sure where I'm going there, but this is a big game for Clemson. Everybody kind of considered them the runaway team this year in the ACC. It's like Clemson and Dabo. They're going to be back to their usual standards, and the market is saying anything but here.
South Carolina, Vanderbilt. South Carolina was 7.5. It's now 4.5 as they host Diego Pavia in Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking Vanderbilt here. I know South Carolina got away from Virginia Tech. That game was actually a lot closer than the Vanderbilt-Virginia Tech game ended up being last week. How about that? Virginia Tech up double digits and then get outscored, what was it, like 30-something?
34-0.
I don't have the exact. Yeah, and Vanderbilt pulled away, so Virginia Tech's got some issues, but that's a different story. I kind of like Vandy here. I don't know if I'm that convinced on South Carolina yet. I think Sellers is great, but they lost a lot on defense. And Vanderbilt, Diego, go. He just hangs in there, and he's a tough underdog. So Commodores for me.
Dora the Explorer for 400, Alex. So let's move on. Pitt in West Virginia. Pitt -2. It's now 7 in the backyard brawl. It's going to be a tough year for Rich Rod in West Virginia. They're going to get better, but he's got a tough one this year. That was, Breaks went against Ohio, and they still won outright against West Virginia last Saturday.
Yeah, I think that this is probably the right move here. Pittsburgh, just a little bit more continuity. Rich Rod's got to get his guys, and we know that he likes to run that zone read offense and run the quarterback a lot. In West Virginia previously under Neil Brown, it was throw for the most part. So just different scheme and not yet having his full allotment of players. I think the market probably has moved it right in his direction.
All right, Wes, anything else that you're on before we let you go? And it was Temple, Western Michigan, and who were your picks?
Northwestern.
Northwestern.
Temple,
Okay.
Western Michigan, and the Northwestern Purple Cats. With Florida LSU, is this a buy low spot on the Gators after they laid an egg against South Florida, against LSU, who had a marshmallow in Louisiana Tech? Like, they were really bad offensively, but LSU was just a little bit sloppy as I thought that they might be. So interested in seeing how that's going to go. I still kind of like a little bit of 7.5 with Florida, but have not bet that yet.
We will see. We will see. That one really is kind of, it went to 9.5 and it settled at 7.5, but that one was 7, during the summer, 6.5 and 7. So not a ton, even with Florida losing to South Florida and LSU beating the Clemson Tigers. Follow Wes Reynolds on Twitter at Wes Reynolds 1. Wes, thank you, but good luck to you this week.
You bet, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right. Don't forget over here at Modesto, our game day specials, Charlie. The $3 fireball shots, $3 tequila drop shots, $3 domestic bottles, $4 imports, $4 seltzers, and 32-ounce margaritas are just $21 here or for game day specials at Modesto. Pickled jalapeno fries, tomato tango wrap. That's tomatoes, jalapenos, garlic, lime, rolled in a flour tortilla. Shrimp flautas, birria burgers. That's brisket burgers, and game day nachos are all between $8 and $12. That's our game day special menu here at Modesto on Burbank. A great meeting place before, during, hunker down at the bar. Plenty of TVs in the patio and also inside. We've got the additional dining room that we have over here to handle more of a crowd than we did last year for football season. So here at Modesto on Burbank. Also want to thank our friends over at Workbox and Workbox Services for all of your movable storage needs, commercial or residential, shipping containers in all different sizes from 8 by 8 feet to 8 by 40 feet. And we can customize them any way you want. Lunch rooms, work sites, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, you name it. Our Workbox crew is bigger and better than ever now with Martine Jr., Hannah, Brandy, and Chris Brooks joining Martine Sr. Workbox and Workbox Services, 343-4886, workboxllc.com.
Live at Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. They're an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummins generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
There's more than one way to listen to ESPN Baton Rouge on the radio at 104.5 and 104.9 and 98.1 HD2. Online at 1045ESPN.com and with the free ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Modesto on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
And we're also brought to you by the Thibodaux store and the Pierre Part store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux and Highway 70 in Pierre Part. You're getting ready to go tailgating this weekend. Get your tailgating supplies at both of these fine establishments. You can get online at thethibodauxstore.com, but it's also worth the short drive. You're looking for grills, you're looking for griddles, you're looking for all of your cooking accessory. Jimmy, it's an outdoor chef's dream at the Thibodaux store in the Pierre Part
Outdoor
store.
cooking, man, right around the corner. That's why we're here today. We're getting ready for the tailgating. So you're getting tailgating, make your tailgating just that much more special. It's really high quality stuff. A lot of things you don't even think of that, man, oh, this would be great. All kinds of on-site outdoor cooking needs over at the Thibodaux store and the Pierre Part store. It is a must trip to kind of for if you're doing any type of tailgating cooking, or including like purple and gold gear, that they have in some of the stuff. That it's really, really good stuff over at the Thibodaux store and the Pierre Part store. A must for your outdoor cooking needs.
Again, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodaux and on Highway 70 in Pierre Part, thethibodauxstore.com online. Coming up this weekend, it is the return of Darian Mensah to New Orleans, the Tulane quarterback from last year. Of course, signed with Duke and is off. Duke had a rough game turnover-wise against Illinois last week, but Tulane, who opened the season with Northwestern, that's Northwestern out of the Big Ten, first time the Big Ten team had ever been to New Orleans. Duke out of the ACC, and next week they go to Ole Miss. Pretty ambitious non-conference schedule.
Well, the American's not what it used to be.
It is not, and they're also Tulane's better. I mean, since Willie Fritz got there and put the program back on that footing,
Willie Fritz
and now
left
John Summerall
has maintained to this point, and that's losing some key guys. Now, it does concern me that scare they had with South Alabama. South Alabama should not be that close to Tulane this year. We don't know how good Northwestern is. In the heat, that had to be tough for the Wildcats coming down. They were not even competitive. But just what I saw, and especially picking up, Ratcliffe from BYU, who looks like he's been there a lot longer than for a month or two, as their starting quarterback, and a real threat both with his legs and his arm. This is a very interesting stretch, man. They are the group of five. Are they as good as South Florida, Boise State? Who are the candidates? Tulane's one of them. Tulane is one of them.
Tulane
And-
is right at the top.
They're one of
right behind South Florida. Now, my question is,
But we'll see after this. But the thing is, Duke is better than that final score. 5 turnovers to 0. They had more total yards than Illinois. Understand box scores are not the only thing, but that was, we're talking like fumble punt turnover. After advance the ball 50 yards, and get a turnover. It's some real game-altering turnovers. Duke is better. Illinois is not that good. But also Tulane's going to be fired up for this game. It's a tough handicap, in my opinion.
yeah,
It's a great game.
If South Florida goes to Miami and wins, which they're a significant underdog, but they were a significant underdog in Gainesville last week too, and they won.
That's going to be very hard.
I don't think that they
It's
win
gonna be
either.
very
If
hard.
they did, though,
Okay,
it would be
but-
hard. It would be hard to trump for a Group of 5 team a resume that included wins over Boise State, Florida, and
Well, they
Miami.
got no more games,
They'd almost have to lose 2 more games than
Sure.
the next best team.
Yeah.
So, but let's say they lose to Miami, and it's respectable. They lose 37-20 or something like that. Spreads on 17-ish.
Okay,
somewhere in that.
say what happens.
They don't get blown out, but they don't.
Right,
they don't.
right.
They're not going. All right. So then, if Tulane were to split these 2 games with Duke and Ole Miss, I don't expect them to win in Oxford. I think they got a really good chance to win this weekend. So if they get wins over Duke and Northwestern, and South Florida has wins over Boise and Florida, we don't know how those teams are going to finish. Florida could be easily a 5
Ole
and
Miss
7
is
team.
more respected than Florida, but Rice is not. So that South Florida win at the Swamp is going to get more run than if they beat Duke.
You said Rice.
Boise. Duke. I'm talking about the caliber of wins here, competition. South Florida went to Florida. Ole Miss, which Tulane plays next week, is more respected. I think a win at Ole Miss is more respected than a win at Florida.
Yes. At
Okay.
the end of the yeah.
I don't think a win at home again. Duke is stained right now. The final score was ugly at home. The win at Duke is not as good on the resume for Tulane as the South Florida win at the Swamp.
Yes, I
That's
agree.
what
I agree with that.
I may have misspoke.
Yeah,
but-
you said right, but I knew where you were going. We're trying to project out for a Group of 5 bid into the playoffs here, so we're trying to project
get
8
one.
games out. But these are we agree these are the most important games for these 2 teams. There's not anything left on the resume after September that is gonna. There's some good games, but there's not ranked teams like this.
The smaller conference, the Group of 5, Group of 6, whatever it is now. It's the non-conference games. When BYU was making their run, it was the Oregon win. It was the Georgia win. It was, it was the Virginia Tech on the road. These type of wins that kind of catapulted them to where they were it's not just dominating your conference. Somebody has to win their conference. But can you go outside of your conference and get a quality win or 2? South Florida's done it. Even if Florida finishes 4-8, sorry. That's
No,
a
they're still going to
quality
get
win.
credit. They're going to credit for that. Both of the teams have to go to Memphis.
Memphis is up there too, Charlie.
South Florida has got to go to Navy
Memphis
in
catches
November.
Arkansas next week.
Do they?
Right in
Okay.
between, between Ole Miss and Notre Dame.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Good.
Brutal spot for Arkansas.
Go Hogs! So they both play at Navy, and then both play at Memphis. South Florida's got to play Navy, and Tulane's next best game after that, maybe.
Can I ask a
UTSA?
dumb question?
Go ahead.
South Florida and Tulane in the same conference?
Yeah.
Okay. They both go to Navy. Well, there you go. Navy's good.
No, it's.
What Navy was in it last year in the running.
Yeah.
They're good. So I'm sorry, Charlie, but did South Florida and Tulane don't play each other? They would
They do
play
not.
each other in a championship game.
Play in a championship
well,
game.
the bids go out after the championship game. So if both are close, well, it's going to be decided on the field.
As long as Memphis doesn't throw their hat in that ring, and they would have an opportunity.
Memphis has them at home. South Florida.
Memphis has
and Tulane?
both of them at home. Both both of them at home.
they flip. Who you picking out of those 3? Those 3 are close, man.
Right now, I'd have to take South Florida based on their resume, but I reserve the right to change my mind.
Yeah. Of course, tomorrow we'll be right down the street over at Walk On. So getting you ready for the home, the first real game, that is the Florida game. Is this the best game on the schedule for the home schedule? South Carolina at home?
South Carolina, Florida, A&M.
A&M should be better than Florida this year.
Especially if they win this week.
Yeah, so both are right around the same odds, but you coming over here, stop on over here at Modesto. Our game day specials, all kinds of drink specials, and all kinds of additional game day menu items over here as well. So lots of great TV, big TVs to watch all of the games. You want your bartender, your server to put something special on, they'll do it for you. They look to accommodate over here. They run a great job over here. Don't forget, every Wednesday here at Modesto too, it is the margarita flights and tequila flights. That's right, 4 different, like jalapeno, pineapple, skinny berry, mango. So it's a really good stuff over here. That's Wednesday night flights over here, 4 p.m. to close here at Modesto on Burbank.
Live at Modesto, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks in every game like hotel stay.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Handegriff. Join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from the original Walk-Ons, Burbank at Nicholson. Dwayne Colucci and Matt Humans join us from Las Vegas. And professional sports handicapper Randy McKay is on the show as well. 11 a.m. Thursday, Live at Lunch from Walk-Ons on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Jeep Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. We're now boiling crabs at Sammy's every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday starting at 5 p.m. and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday starting at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Modesto on Burbank on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
One of your favorites hanging it up. Anthony Rizzo announcing his retirement today.
Saw him at Yankee Stadium last night. He and his wife, I think, and their little kid, maybe.
Okay.
He was drinking a beer. He was smiling.
He's a happy guy, huh?
Yeah, he was. You know, he's friends with the Marucci guys, little Kyle and them, and I've seen him with them before, and they have nothing but great things to say. Just he's been here a lot. He's been to Baton Rouge for some games a lot. Yeah, because of his affiliation with Marucci and stuff. But he looked like he was having a loving life, man. So it was funny that I read that today. Yeah,
36 years old, 14 years in the big leagues, over 300 home runs. And in 2016, he had, just a dream season. Won the Gold Glove, won the Silver Slugger, won the World Series with the Cubs. And he also, you talk about some of the things he did. One of the biggest community service guys around. He won the Roberto Clemente Award. Good guy all the way around, and a terrific player.
Is he from Oklahoma or somewhere or something?
Oh gosh, originally he didn't play college baseball. He went straight to. I'm not sure where he's originally from.
But yeah, man, he looked like he was having a good time yesterday.
I'm sure he was. Game day.
I'm sorry, he's from Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale. Okay, yeah, good for him. Game day specials here at Modesto.
Yeah, fireball shots, tequila drop shots, domestic import specials, $3 and $4, seltzers, 32-ounce margaritas, and our added menu items, jalapeno fries, tomato tango wrap, shrimp flautas, birria burgers, and game day nachos. Modesto before the game this Saturday.
Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.